Well, I fancy in a way that the Persian religion was for the warrior man, and the Hebrew religion, therefore, the man of war, god of war. But the Jesus story was for the man of Egypt and the Mediterranean, the angels. It meant that the women of the steppe could be a nightmare. And the women of the Mediterranean and Europe, the Celts, goddesses. Which of course prevented the man from being a saint. Held him up, something chronic. This seems a very racist view. Worse than racist. Except that the dominance of the warrior resulted in Christianity. Just another form of a Persian take of the Jesus story by ignoring it and following Paul, who followed Judaism, seeded by the Greeks. As a take on the Egyptian mystery cults, but with Persian direction. So the Eurasian continent and even chunks of Africa are united in following a religion that serves state and empire rather than the true needs of man. Which is what the Jesus story is meant to be about. And though it wasn't, it should have been. As I see it. The Roman state wiped out the Gnostic Jesus following and put in its place a very acceptable state religion of fundamental literalism, with threats of hell and hopes of paradise. Much like Islam. Sort of milder version. But the steppe people of Eastern Persia took to Islam like a duck to water. It was just made for them. And Persia became Muslim. Overnight, so to speak. That was not meant to happen. And Zoroastrianism was virtually eclipsed forever as a consequence. But the Jesus story remains. I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Because of our loving Heavenly Father. End of story. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. That's right, you're not supposed to be committed to anything but God. Loyalty is then wonderful if it's to God. But then he doesn't ask for loyalty. It's the state God that asks for loyalty. And it's man's desire to put his partner first. If he's then trapped by loyalty, he can't return to God. He needs to be disloyal. In the sense he needs to put God first. Oh, and she too then. Is she supposed to be loyal to her husband? Oh, yes, there's a state religion. But God says you should put him first. And in fact, those that are accounted worthy of the kingdom to come neither marry nor are given in marriage. They actually don't have children. Oh dear. How does the race continue then? Oh, by those who are not loyal to God, but to man, and then to children, and then to grandchildren. Unless they break such loyalty and put God first. Does that mean you don't meet the needs of those that need help around you? Of course not. We know that. Our God is a loving, kind God, cares and provides for all life. None of them could take a breath but for him. So yes, we care for those around us, but we don't put them first. If you're following Jesus, you know the commandment. You shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind and strength, and thy neighbour as thyself. How do you love yourself? By prioritizing God, not the neighbour. So you love your neighbour in the same way. The one that rescues you, you want him to be rescued into a prioritizing of God. Not to indulge him with sweets and cakes. And commitment to him for life. You see, loyalty misplaced is the disaster the world finds itself in war. It's doing murderous things to protect its own murderous state. Oh dear, where did it go wrong? Oh, not prioritising God, of course. Astonishingly, it was recognised early on in Christianity that if you really are devoted to the holy life, there's no point in sending him off to war. Goodness. Jesus doesn't kill. Does this mean that the state church is an enemy of the state? No. Lets the state get on with it because it's funding the church in large measure and tolerating the church, or using the church, in fact, of course, to control its people. Mind control is not new, you know. It goes back as far as you can see in history or historicity. And religion was the state's right-hand man in gaining conformity of citizens. And the doctrine of the religion of the state has to be accordingly. Else the state will be much the weaker, of course, in in a world of dog eat dog. Actually, I don't think dogs are that despicable, are they? They don't eat each other. Well, they might if they're starving, of course, and but not normally. They might fight, but that's usually just for dominance. Man despises animals as being inferior, but so many animals are so much more peaceful than man. Whether it was the cow or the horse or the rabbit. What happened? Man walked all over them, treated them as a resource. But to return to the issue, here considered, loyalty to Satan is not to be commended. You have to break such loyalty. That's putting it in a very colourful way, isn't it? My choice of trusting in God doesn't imply for me that I have to believe in the devil as well. So I don't. I take it as a very Persian import into a very Persian religion. The world can corrupt the mystery cults, and therefore that includes Christianity as well. The Jesus story into Christianity, in fact, which is the state's corruption of the story. Is the state all evil and wicked? No, it's not. Provides security and comforts and technology, cities to survive in. But it is not the kingdom of heaven. How the kingdoms of this world, of the princes of this world, they are not the angels of glory. They're quite simply children without good parents. Parents that love God, put Him first. Those that are, don't choose to have family and children, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Oh, thank you, Heavenly Dad.